Welcome to my workshop. In today's video I've got 5 awesome Christmas themed projects for you that will definitely catch an eye of your family and your friends and potentially your customers as well. Great products to make as gifts, as presents to your closest, but also fantastic products to make for sale. So today I'm going to show you how to make these awesome personalized ornaments, some Christmas cards with a detachable ornament as well, 3D ornaments, and a full set, a box and a set of ornaments as well. And on top of it, all the files for all these projects will be for free for you to download. Just stick to the end of the video to find out how to get them. But for now, let's head on to my laser machine. Right, and so let's get started with our projects. Now the machine I'm going to be using to make everything is the AlgoLaser Alpha MK2. Okay, it does have 20-watt module on board, and tell you what, that packs enough power to tackle most of the projects you're going to be making. Let's jump into my laptop and I'll show you the first project we're going to tackle. So as you can see, I'm using Lightburn for the work I do. I think it's quite a solid software, and that is the box we're going to be cutting out. Okay, so we've got a nice decorative lid, and it will have the ability to actually open and close the lid quite easily with these rounded cutouts. I'll show you how to put everything together, and of course we're gonna have inner dividers as well. So we're going to have spaces for 4 different types of ornaments in this box. And the setup I've got here, it's 200 millimeters per minute, 100% power. I think that's going to be just perfect for this. So let's put everything in the right place, and it's time to cut things out. Now, if you are new when it comes to working with laser engraving machines of this type, the first thing you need to do is to set up the focal length of your laser. So I'm using 3mm plywood sheet. I got this nice thingamajig that came with the machine. I'm just going to place it just over here next to the module. It does have this locking lever, so I can drop it down onto that, lock it in place. And that is it. My focal length of the machine is sorted, and you have to do that for every single material thickness that you're going to be using on your machine. Now, I would also recommend working with machines of this type in a well ventilated room, or have some sort of an inline extraction like I have. It does help with eliminating the potential harmful fumes from the environment you are working with. One of the great features of this AlgoLaser machine is the fact it supports air assist, and that is super important when it comes to cutting. It will give you far better results if the machine is air assist capable. The cuts will be a lot cleaner, smoother. There won't be so much overburn on the material, and in this case it's actually all automatic. The air pump is directly connected to the machine, and the machine tells it when it's going to use it. Obviously, the software will tell the machine if it's cutting something, then you can enable the air assist, or even when engraving something, it will automatically choose a low volume of air, as you don't really want to be blowing too much air when you're engraving, but just a tiny amount will help to give you that nice, clean and crisp engraving. So very cool feature on this AlgoLaser machine. And the first few pieces for our box are ready. And now it's time to cut out the lid. Same settings, 200 millimeters per minute, 100% power. And check that out, so much detail in this cutout, and the machine managed to cut it out with no issues at all. Merry Christmas. I think that's gonna look super cool. So we've got the parts of the box itself, but now what we need is the ornaments to go inside. Okay, before we actually gonna cut out the ornaments that will go in the absolutely gorgeous box that we just did, I'm gonna show you another very cool feature that this machine has. Mainly, you can basically transfer all your files to the machine itself. It does have 32 gigabytes of storage, and it doesn't need to be connected to anything to actually do its job. So I'm just gonna whack all my designs for the ornaments onto the machine itself, and I'm going to use the settings that are built into the machine. Let me show you that now. Now the screen and options you've got on this machine are one of the most advanced I've actually seen in any laser machine of this type. So basically we're going to go into projects, SD card, so I transferred my files over, and check that out. I've got my subfolder casual DIY, and that's my design. There you go, and that's saved in SVG, so it will tackle multiple files as well. So let's press engrave, and the materials, as you can see, birch ply. The list of materials is absolutely massive. Check that out. So many materials already with the best settings built into this machine. Okay, so you don't have to do any guesswork. Everything is on board. So birch ply, and there you go. What type of thickness? We've got 3mm. You can set up everything. Beautiful. One pass. Obviously if you need more passes you can amend that, but one pass will be fine. So yeah, we're gonna make sure it's in the right place. So that's the whole bed, 400 by 400. That's the location of our project. As you can see, it's beautifully centered, and that's it. What I can do, press start, and we'll cut out our designs. Alright, and check these out. I think they came out really nice. We've got some fantastic ornaments that will go into the box. The box, I just put it together. It's not fully assembled. We'll go through the process in a second. Now these got 3 layers in total. Okay, and now what you can do, you can, well, just glue them together and let them be as they are. You can paint them in any way you want. However, what I like to do with my ornaments is to add a backing from felt. Okay, it adds some beautiful colors to the whole project, and the felt just looks so cool on these ornaments, and that's the only color I'm going to be adding to them. And yeah, you'll see it in a second. It will look absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to be using the laser to cut those out. You have to be careful with the settings. In my case, for the 20-watt laser I've got here, I'm going to be using 2040% power. That will be enough to cut through this quite easily. However, make sure to use some sort of a tape to hold it down, as the movement of the laser, potentially some air from the module, could shift it about, as it is quite light. So yeah, tape it down. And check these out, absolutely gorgeous, and on those ornaments they will look super cool. Alright, and now we can start putting everything together. First of all, we'll start with the lid, and actually I'm just going to be using CA glue. You don't really need anything else. You can use wood glue, but I found it creates a bigger mess and it dries too slowly. So we do have these small parts that they need to go on the lid, so I'm just going to put a bit of CA over here. Thanks to this little device, our lid will be able to open and close correctly. We'll leave that to cure for a few seconds, and in the meantime we can put the main box together. And to speed the process up, you can use the activator. And now, before you put the last side, we actually need to install the lid itself, otherwise you won't be able to do it later on. I'm going to leave it like that for a few seconds, let the glue dry. Okay, so you do have a tiny lip at the front to actually lift this lid up easily. At the back you do have a gap. As it opens, it would rub against our dividers. Okay, so that's the design. And in a similar way, I'm going to be putting together our Christmas ornaments. With the felt, I'm just using CA as well. It will hold absolutely fine. Remember, try not to put too much glue. You don't really want to have any squeeze out. So what I suggest is using CA thick. It's just easier to manage with projects like these. There you go, simple as that, and I'm going to continue the same process with the rest of them. Alright then, so we've got our first ornaments and the box for them. I think that creates a fantastic gift for your family and friends, or actually a great product to sell as well. However, now it's time to create some postcards. I think those normal paper postcards are quite boring. Let's make one with a laser machine. I've got two designs for you. Have a look. Okay then, so check these out. I've got two Christmas cards for you. As you can see, quite interesting designs. We're going to be cutting and engraving. This one is mostly engraving. Also, I do have a line to mark up, and as you can see, we do have the dots. Now you can actually put your text in there straight away, your best wishes, or leave it as that and just write it with a pen. Okay, pen will write absolutely fine on piece of plywood. Same here. You do have the lines where you could put your text on. However, this little ornament over here, it actually will come apart from the Christmas card, so somebody can hang this up on the Christmas tree. As you can see, I left tiny little pegs, 4 pegs around the perimeter of this ornament, so it doesn't pop out automatically. You have to break it out. I think that's a very nice and cool addition to this Christmas card, as not only you get the Christmas card, but also a very nice ornament as well. Right, settings. Again, cutting 200 by 100, the fill option 10,000 by 100, and the line scorching is 8,000 by 100. Right, let's carry on. As I mentioned before, the laser I'm using is 20 watts of power, so that's a sweet spot for engraving and cutting, which hopefully you'll see in today's video. On top of it, the speed is quite decent, 20,000 millimeters per minute. That's the maximum speed of engraving, and the size, the work size you can expect from this is 400 by 410 millimeters. So it's a nice and decent size that you'll be able to tackle most projects. And best of all, if you are in a market of actually buying a machine of this type, this one will not break the bank. Currently, as I'm recording this video, you can pick it up for around $650. So that's a really decent price for the machine you actually get. And check these out. I think they came out absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful detail on the engraving, and I think they really look super cool. And as I said, with this one, you do have the ornament. Okay, you can easily break out, but it will remain in place thanks to the 4 pegs around the perimeter. So yeah, very interesting option for a very cool Christmas card. Now the next project I want to show you is a layered project. However, a little bit different. So the ornaments do get this even more 3D effect, as there is space in between the layers. I think for this year, for this season, they are definitely my favorite ones. As you can see, we've got 3 layers. That's going to be our top layer, then the middle, and then the background. Okay. And as you can see here, we've got a belt that will go around our design, and it's going to look super cool. Again, the settings are the same. So we've got 200 by 100, 10,000 by 100 for the engravement bit just over here. So let's carry on. As I said, I've got 3 designs for you. This is the first one, and I'll show you the other 2 designs when we're going to be putting them together. Alright then, so I've got all 3 ornaments, and I do want to add some colours. I'm going to be using spray paint. The front, I'm going to leave it as is because I like it in this shade of plywood. However, everything else, I'm going to give it a lick of paint. Now I want to show you the last project I've prepared for you today. I think it does have a potential to be a very good seller and a perfect gift again, as you can personalize it to someone's name. Check it out. And there you go. That's the project. It contains two layers, the front and the back. It does have a letter, so preferably that will be the first letter of someone's name. In my case, that's my brother's name, Adam, and you can obviously type in any name you want. Preferably that starts with the letter that is contained in this ornament. So I've got my brother's name, my dad's name, and over here, letter B, that's my mum's name, plus some sort of a cute graphic as well. So, settings as before, nothing has changed. Let's cut and engrave. Now let me just show you how to put this together. It's really super simple. Obviously, we're going to start off with the belt itself and the middle layer. Okay. We do have holes for those pegs, and just wrap around the belt. I'm not using CA glue yet. I'm going to use it now, okay, on the lock itself. You don't want too much so you don't get any major overspill of the CA. Now we can do the front, and again just a dab of CA, and we can put in the top layer. Same thing with the back. And there you go. How cool is that? Really fantastic 3D effect ornaments. Definitely something very unique and quite special. I already made up the other two. I think they look super cool as well. And as before, I've cut out a piece of felt as the background, as I think, you know, the color of the felt is so vivid, it just gives all the projects that extra special look. And as before as well, I'm just going to be using CA glue to connect everything together. And I'll carry on like this with the rest of them. And there you go, all the projects are completed. I really do like this box, opens up lovely, plenty of space for some fantastic looking ornaments. Look at that, absolutely gorgeous. I think this will be a perfect gift for somebody. Definitely worth making, or potentially actually selling. Look at that. Fantastic. And to be fair, one of my favorite materials became the felt. I think adding the felt is way better than just painting the ornaments. And here's the rest. I think they're so cute. And the Christmas cards, something a little bit more unique, definitely worth making. And those 3D ornaments, for sure, something a little bit different, more interesting, and will catch eye of anyone that will be having a look at them. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed today's projects. As you can see, nothing to it, very simple, especially if you've got the right tool to do it. And as you've seen, AlgoLaser cope with everything flawlessly. Now, if you're interested in this machine, I actually do have a full video assembly bit of testing. So if you want to find out more, I'm going to drop a link to that down below in the description of this video, and a link to the store where you can purchase this machine. Also, I want to say a massive thank you to my Patreons for the ongoing support. And of course, the files for all these projects will be available to download for free. There is a link down below in the description of this video. You're going to be directed to my Patreon account, to a free post for everybody. So you don't have to be my Patreon, you don't have to be my supporter. You can just click, download and get your files. However, if you do want to say a thank you, buy me a coffee or anything like that, you can just subscribe to my Patreon, only $2 per month. You can do it just for a month and then cancel it at any time. If you do that, thank you so much for your support. Now, before you go, check out these two cool playlists over here. Maybe you'll find your next video to watch. For today, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.